tonight with breaking news in our Target 12 Investigators exclusive Hidden House Rep.
This afternoon, the Providence Board of Canvassers met to discuss a challenge of State Rep John Carnevale's voter registration. And it all stems from our undercover investigation earlier this year, in which we found Carnevale spending much of his time at a home in Johnston and not the Providence home where he's registered to vote, the same district he was elected to represent. Target 12 investigator Tim White's been on top of the story from day one. He joins us live from City Hall with the breaking details.
Mike and Shannon, in some ways, the story today is less about the embattled Providence lawmaker John Carnevale and more about the chairwoman of the Providence Board of Canvassers.
The address, which is the whole premise.
At the Providence Board of Canvassers hearing, Chairwoman Claudia Hagan repeatedly declined to allow certain documentation like tax records or people to testify at a hearing tomorrow. She denied a request to allow a Providence police lieutenant who said John Carnevale asked him to intentionally write him parking tickets just days before a hearing looking into questions about where the Providence lawmaker lives. The board's attorney and another board member urged her to change her mind, but she didn't.
I feel as though we will have enough information with testimony of the people that were subpoenaed.
A Providence police officer wants to voluntarily come and give you information about representation.
I have nothing else to say about it.
State Rep Robert Jacquard, who represents Carnevale, says he was happy with the outcome.
This is simply a fishing expedition to see what people might say and to try and delve into, personal background. And on principle, that's wrong.
Chairman Brandon Bell brought the complaint against Carnevale after a Target 12 investigation raised questions about where the lawmaker lives.
I can't believe it. I mean, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. The statute gives broad authority to the Board of Canvassers, and she had her mind made up before she walked into that room.
Now, there is another hearing here tomorrow afternoon at Providence City Hall. We might hear testimony from tenants that live in Carnevale's Providence home. But again, we are not going to hear from the Providence lieutenant at the center of the parking ticket allegations. New at 6 o'clock, we asked Carnevale how he feels about Democratic leadership, asking him to bow out of his re-election campaign. Live with the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
The Target 12 investigators with new developments in our exclusive investigation, Hidden House Rep. New at 6, John Carnevale's reaction to Democratic leadership asking him to bow out of the race.
This as the Providence Board of Canvassers tries to decide whether Carnevale actually lives in the district he serves. Let's get right to Target 12 investigator Tim White live in Providence with more details.
Mike and Shannon, the hearing here at Providence City Hall was sometimes confusing even for the board members. The head of the Providence Board of Canvassers repeatedly denied requests to try and obtain more documentation and denied a request to have a key witness testify at tomorrow's hearing.
The address, which is the whole premise of
Providence Board of Canvassers Chairwoman Claudia Hagan declined to allow testimony from a Providence police lieutenant who says State Representative John Carnevale asked the officer to intentionally write him parking tickets ahead of a hearing looking into questions about where the Providence lawmaker actually lives.
I feel as though we will have enough information with testimony of the people that were subpoenaed.
A Providence police officer wants to voluntarily come and give you information about representation.
I have nothing else to say about it.
The board's attorney and another member urged her to reconsider, but she didn't. Are you concerned about the optics here? You're the Democratic representative on this board.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not a political person in any way. I never was.
State GOP Chairman Brandon Bell brought the voter registration case against Carnevale after a Target 12 investigation last month.
The statute gives wide latitude, so I'm not sure what her reticence is and why she wouldn't want to reach the truth. This is all about the engine of truth.
Yesterday, the head of the Democratic Party said Carnevale was embarrassing the General Assembly and should end his campaign for re-election.
No plans at all.
What's your reaction to the chairman and the House Speaker asking you to?
I will have no other comments until after a verdict has been rendered tomorrow.
Carnevale's attorney said he was pleased with the chairwoman's decision. Now, it's unclear who's going to show up to testify at tomorrow's hearing. We were at John Carnevale's Providence home when a constable showed up with a subpoena. He knocked at the door. No one answered. We'll be here at the hearing, and we'll let you know what happens. Live with the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.